So just about a week ago, we were on a road trip here from Los Angeles out to Palm Desert, passing the mountains, passing the wind turbines generating energy, on our way out to visit my wife's grandparents, some other relatives for Thanksgiving. And late in the evenings, after everyone kind of gone to bed, I was playing some Dark Souls remastered on Switch with the headphones on. And my brother-in-law, who just kind of like, he was, came to the room, checking out for a second, noticed I play this a whole lot differently than he does. And the way I play it really removes as much as possible luck from Dark Souls. Now, obviously, Dark Souls is a game that has plenty of room for skill, but one of the ways that that skill is manifest is in basically things where you can do lots of dodging, you can do lots of aiming, you can do lots of precise timing, but at the end of the day, there's still going to be this luck element of, yeah, but there's a certain attack this boss sometimes does that if they get to that, you can't block it, you can't dodge it, you're just gonna lose. And you try again and you throw yourself back into it. And what I decided, my approach to playing Dark Souls, it's actually my approach to a lot of things we're going to talk about here in a moment, is I've accepted the slog of over-leveling my character. And for me, literally, I do this as part of my exercise. When I'm on the exercise bike, I'll just be farming souls in a high-value part of Dark Souls, accumulating levels, unlocking basically the ability to walk up to any boss, absorb whatever damage they unload on me while I hit them 2 or 3 times with my sword, and the boss is done. And what I like about this as a player is it avoids the uncertainty of each boss, how many times I'm going to have to throw myself into this interaction. Now, for some people, they kind of feel like, oh, you're missing part of the experience. But here's where this ties together to other things in life, right? I'm out here in Los Angeles, where, as I'll often mention, lots of Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, waiters, waitresses, folks with everyday day jobs are really holding down those gigs to earn income while trying to get a lucky break in the industry out here, which for a lot of folks out here obviously is Hollywood, whether it's a modeling gig, acting gig, voice acting, comedy, etc. It's people who are really in a thing where they know that the odds are not necessarily in their favor, but they're out here fighting that fight. And when the opportunities present themselves, one or two things happens. Either they're ready to take advantage of it, or they have to get lucky. Do you catch that distinction? Because it's kind of a subtle one. I mean, what makes it not subtle is what happens before that break happens, before that opportunity presents itself. And that is, how much slog are they putting in ways that are verifiably going to show up in helping their chances, in taking some of the luck out of it. How many night classes did they take in acting? How much time have they been practicing their accents or whatever it is that they want to do for their gig? Because these are things that can help reduce the amount of luck, or another way to look at it is increase the amount of opportunities, which can work out in their favor. That not everyone's opportunities are the same when it comes to lucky breaks. That if you put in the right preparation, more things are going to be lucky breaks. You put in very little, well, it's going to take much more luck. So even if there's still a chance factor, even if there's still a luck factor, it's sort of deciding, you know what, I'm going to farm souls. I'm just going to brute force my way through this. I'm going to put in the hours, because here's the thing. The days, the weeks, the months, the time's going to pass anyway. But if you can figure out ways to spend that energy efficiently, then you can decrease the reliance on, oh, well, I hope that things go in my favor. Another way to look at this as well is that when people, obviously for game industry opportunities, meet somebody, find out about a gig, realize there's a competition around the corner, whatever it is that might present itself as an opportunity, whether or not that's an opportunity someone's going to benefit from depends largely on the preparation they've done before that. Have they been releasing games consistently? Have they been teaching themselves relevant skills? Have they been getting feedback from peers? And this is partly where something like what I do with Gamketo is kind of designed around when I'm spending the time to level up in Dark Souls, I find an area where it's high value, where I know I'm getting a pretty good amount of souls per minute of level grind so that I can get faster to where I'm trying to get. So I can level up predictably, because there's slow ways to do it and there's fast ways to do it. And when you're plugged into a community of other people who are actually doing it and getting results from it, then what happens is we have a lot of cases where members have, for years before they joined us, they had been putting time into game development in some sort of nebulous fashion, but didn't maybe have a lot to show for it. They were just reading websites or watching videos or doing something that they couldn't really put in a portfolio, couldn't really put on a resume, wouldn't separate them as a candidate from an opportunity, or wouldn't help them build a case to somebody else of, here's why you should trust me as a collaborator. when people plug into our structure, our approach, our materials, the ways that we do things, we can take those exact same hours, whether it's a few, whether it's a lot, and translate that more predictably into, well, now as the time passes, they've finished 4 or 5 released games. They have credits that speak specifically to models they made, code and features they've solved, music they've produced that's in games, things they've done that are setting them apart from competition, from peers, whether they want to leverage that towards potential opportunities to work at, for collaboration, or just help figure out their next steps. It reduces the luck, it reduces the chance factor, it reduces the odds of, I hope things go in my favor, because they've been going about things in a way that helps set them up to open up more opportunities. And obviously, it's just like where we want to build up to, right, is this point of a case where it's not like I'm going to keep just casting out like a lottery ticket and hoping that all the odds, all the chance, all the connections, things will just work in my favor. We want to move towards, and there's an infinite asymptotic ideal here. This is not 100% ever. But what we want to move towards is how can you be in as much control as possible? How can you have set yourself up with so much evidence, so much confidence, so much demonstrable skill, so much experience, that instead of being this game of I hope something eventually works, you're put in a driver's seat where you know that you could make this opportunity work, or that one work, or that one. You could build this thing or that thing or that thing. This company would like you, this company would like you, that company would like you. And let you decide, how do you want to spend your time? How do you choose to proceed? Because you have options. Because rather than seeing these as a matter of sheer chance, of I hope things work out in my favor, you've got a strong case built up for why any one of these are possible for you. And it lets you choose. It lets you steer. It puts you back in control. And this is where I mentioned, obviously, these kind of examples of acting because I'm out here in Hollywood. But I see this sort of thing all the time, too, for beginning game developers in a way that breaks my heart. And whether someone's a student, whether someone is sort of a hobbyist with aspirations of becoming a non-hobbyist, whether someone is in some cases, working in QA with a personal intent of getting out of QA department into other areas of game development studios, development, design, production, or otherwise, is looking at what slog have they been doing? What level grind have they been doing? What can they show for the time that's passing that's preparing them to reduce the luck it's going to take for that opportunity to show up or work out? And if they've got nothing to show for it, then it's going to be the same low odds next year as it was this year. If you're doing the right things to demonstrate, to prove, to show you're building stuff, you're releasing stuff, you're solving problems, you're building skills, that's what people want to see. That reduces the sheer odds that things don't have to work out in your favor because you've set yourself up in so much a way that people want to work with you. People want to collaborate with you. People want to bring you in because they know you can figure things out, get things done, deliver, work with others. And that's, again, a lot of what I try to do as our approach is to figure out how can we focus efforts and time, whatever efforts and time someone can spare, into a way that's going to really help them out long term. Set them up to keep making improvements, set them up to keep getting results, set them up to keep producing output in a way that's not just luck, in a way that's not just counting on, I hope that the, out of all the myriad of factors and chance and risk and skill involved, which are always going to be skill and luck and so on, finding ways to reduce our reliance on luck comes down to what preparation we're putting in. How willing are we to put in that slog? It's really kind of no different from athletes spending time in the gym, which obviously is not a one-to-one connection, right? The most fit, strongest person isn't necessarily going to be the best at basketball, football, or whatever. But it certainly doesn't hurt to be in better condition than the person on the other team. And that's all we're kind of talking about. How do we help take out that as a factor in what's limiting someone's opportunities, chance, success, to win in whatever winning is to them. But anyway, that's it for today. Once again, trying out this other video format, still figuring out stuff like the camera focus and things, figuring it out, not there yet. But thanks for tuning in. I'll have another video for y'all soon. Oh, by the way, G-Type, as you've been seeing the update videos on since it pitched, thank you, H, for letting me share those on this channel. Nearing release. We're excited about it. It's made a lot of awesome progress. Got a lot of cool features. Had like over 30 people involved somehow or another in getting hands dirty working on it. We're really proud of what's come together there. When you check it out, that's actually our 60th game being released from Gamketo Club. While you're at it, maybe check out some of the other games we've made. We've produced a lot of content in the past 3 years. People will figure out a lot of skills as they go. Eager to have you check those out at gamketo.com. Click on games up there. You'll see all of them. And like I say, December 9th is when G-Type's going to be out. So don't miss it. Thanks.